Mercedes is all set to launch its CLA compact sedan in India next week, so we thought we'd do this review a little differently. We're going to go out and get 3 different perspectives from people who would be interested in buying the CLA. But for starters, I'm just going to chill out, hang back, get into the back seat and drive around. They say Mercedes-Benz has been late coming to the party. Now we're talking about the small car party, and of course this statement is in light of the Audi A3 and the BMW X1, which has been selling in India for a few years now. But personally, I don't see how the 3-pointed star is late for the party, because they've already got the A-Class here, and a few months back they even brought the GLA. They have the GLA 45 AMG, and they in fact have the performance version of the car I'm sitting in right now, the CLA 45 AMG. Well, it's time to start 2015 with a bang. This is the smallest sedan in the Mercedes armory. This is the CLA. I'm going to break away from convention here for the CLA class, because generally you see me driving around in the front seat right from the word go. But for the CLA, I'm going to start off with the back seat, because this is where most buyers of the CLA will be spending a lot of their time in. Whether you see that as a fortunate thing or an unfortunate thing is up to you totally. But the only deterring part about the back seat obviously are these small windows. They kind of make you feel a little claustrophobic, but that's because of the sloping roof line that you have, which actually makes the car look very, very sleek from the outside. Bit of a trade-off there. What we're doing now is we're actually driving over to Vikram Gaur's place. He's the one who's been driving around in the smaller Mercedes-Benzes quite a lot in these past few months. He's sampled the A-Class quite a lot. He's also taken the GLA out for a spin. So we're going to talk to him, and we're going to find out how different the CLA is from those earlier smaller Mercedes. Hi Vikram.
Hey dude.
You're finally down here. Well, we've got the CLA. You've driven the A-Class and the GLA before. What do you think?
Well, I've been driving around a whole bunch of these small Mercedes, as they're calling them, their entry-level luxury cars. And the A-Class, the GLA, the CLA 45 AMG, as well as the GLA 45 AMG. Driven them all, had a blast behind the wheel of all of them. And I have to say, it's a great thing what Mercedes is doing with this small car lineup, so to speak.
And the car is really very attractive. I mean, a lot of people around have been staring at it despite having seen the A-Class before. What do you think about that? What do you think about that boot behind it?
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, these cars are gorgeous. I mean, Mercedes has done a great job on design. They've really sorted out their looks. At one point, I thought they were going really off track. But with this new lineup, they really come back in. Nice edges, nice curves, all of that. Even with this, I mean, this is an A-Class with a boot. You would think that the integration would have been a problem, but what they've done is they made this into a baby CLS. It's stylish, it's got that sporty look, sporty stance. I think that works for me.
You're the expert on them. I'm going to sit in the passenger seat and let's get your impressions on how these are different.
Well, let's take it out for a spin then.
Very reluctantly? Okay.
Thank you. I told you it's my car.
We've driven out of Vikram's gate now. Road's a little rough. It's not completed yet.
And you can feel it because it's an unmetalled road and rough. But overall, ride quality is what you'd expect from any Mercedes, man.
Yeah,
nice and smooth.
It's making about 184 PS. From Indian standards is pretty good, but isn't really a performance kind of number.
A rather decent 300 Newton meters of torque.
Which is what is making all the difference, I believe. With that turbocharger in there, it's making 300 Newton meters of torque, and that's what's really giving it the pull.
What you want to come down to is drive feel.
That is right.
And in that sense, it delivers because you're not getting a vehicle that's bogging you down. It's not slow. It's not. You're not paid, Mercedes money to get something that drives like something slower.
I think this is the perfect little small car because compact dimensions, pretty good engine, a nice little gearbox. The only thing probably that this doesn't give is rear wheel drive.
In terms of the overall layout, it's pretty much the same in all the cars. You've got the circular vents, you've got this fixed screen display. Everything is standard on all the A-series vehicles from Mercedes, if I can call them that.
So it's a nice way to connect with the bigger cars and with the more performance-oriented cars. It's a nice way to connect because you keep the design the same, just change the nuances of the trim and the stitching just a bit here and there, and that's it. You've got a wonderful package. I think the biggest customer base that's going to come out of the whole pool out there is going to be the young entrepreneur who's established already, not a startup, but somebody who's established, who's on his way there. And I think we know just the right person, don't we, Vikram? In fact, well, your brother.
Yeah. Well, Manu runs his own business, and he's been doing it now for 7 years.
Well, so you say that he could be somebody who could afford this car.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and meet up with Manu Gaur for an informed customer perspective. Now you got your parking brake down there on the right.
Okay.
Your gear selector is the stock on the right.
Oh, nice.
You've got your instrument console. You can select everything through here. Back button, enter is just press this whole thing down.
Oh, cool.
And you can select what you'd like to.
Where are we going for a spin?
Let's just take it out.
You mind if I gun the engine a little bit?
Go ahead.
Now, I'm not a very fast driver. I think I'm just more in terms of chilling, making sure it's an easy drive rather than... Now, what are some of the safety features in here? I mean, you see the normal little airbags and everything, but what are some of the technology things happening?
You've got EBD, you've got traction control, you've got ABS, you've got a whole lot of airbags.
Man, the rear view mirrors are really nice, man. Usually you see these small rear view mirrors, you can't see anything in the back, but this is, it's right there. Wow, she holds, man. Very nice. It does have that sort of really nice, tight sort of handling. It's got, it's not all over the place and everything. I mean, I drive a Honda City right now, so it's something that's definitely, a step up from there.
This is the CLA petrol.
Okay.
So it's hitting 100 kilometers per hour in about 7.8 seconds. It's actually pretty quick.
Okay.
Top speed should be around about 230, 235 kilometers per hour. But again, that's claimed by Mercedes. Even the 7.8 second acceleration figure is claimed by Mercedes.
Does it have like these preset sort of personalize my drive, my seating?
Well, your seat has a memory function. So if you look at the console over there where you adjusted your seat from,
right.
You've got 3 buttons there. You've got 1, 2, 3 and an M. So that's where you set your memory. And so say you have a particular seat setting, then Kiran, your wife, probably has another seat setting. So you can program your seat settings in there. You just have to press the button when you get in and the seat's automatically adjusted for you.
Okay.
The car is coming in as a CBU.
Okay.
It's not being assembled in it. It's coming in as a CBU.
Okay.
So everything's according to foreign specifications for now.
Okay.
And so you get only the top end model for now, both in the diesel and the petrol. But I think going down further in time, they will bring in the lower spec CLAs as well.
Okay.
And that's your proximity sensor.
Oh wow. So just in case somebody gets too close to it.
Yeah.
So it's probably beeping all the time in India then.
So Manu, what do you think?
I like it. I mean, it's nice to drive. No complaints. I guess it's comfortable. It drives really nice. Very peppy. And I guess I really enjoyed it, yeah.
You're a family of 4.
Right.
You, your wife and your 2 kids.
Absolutely.
Do you think the CLA would be a nice upgrade from your Honda City, which you've been driving around for about 4 years now?
4 years, yeah.
So do you think the CLA will be an upgrade to the City?
I think it'll be fantastic right now, especially with the kids being so young. You can easily pop them into the back seat, one's 5, one's 3. So until their legs grow as long as mine, I guess, we should be fine in there.
Okay, and what do you think this is going to be priced at?
I'm looking at the car and looking at the sort of drive and feel, I would guess, I don't know, the 28 to 35 sort of bracket is where I'd probably peg it.
That's what we're thinking as well, because this will peg slightly under the GLA. The GLA is about 32 top end, and this should be about 30 top end, which is this current model. So let's see, it launches at the end of January.
All right.
And we'll keep you informed. Let's see how this goes. So we've already spoken to Manu Gaur. Now he's the sort of middle-aged entrepreneur, certainly one type of customer that the Mercedes CLA is targeting. But now we want to take a look at the second kind of customer, probably a young kid, not exactly a kid, but a young blood who can convince his father to get the Mercedes CLA into the family. And we've got just the sort of guy. We've got Augustine Morris. I'm actually waiting for him to arrive. His father's a businessman, and we're going to give him the CLA to drive, get his impressions, and see if he's interested in convincing his dad to bring Mercedes into the family with the CLA.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Augustine, what's up? How are you?
How are you? I'm good.
Good. Well, you don't know why I've called you here yet.
Not yet, yeah.
All right, so I've got the Mercedes CLA keys in my hand. Now, this car hasn't been launched yet.
Okay.
It's launching at the end of January. It's a small sedan, 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine.
Okay.
What I want you to do is drive it around a bit and then come back and tell me what you feel.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
There you go.
Thanks a lot.
Right.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Hey, that's an insane car, man. Thanks
well,
for the ride.
It is. No problem. So, first things first, how does it look?
For me, compared to the A4, compared to cars, in that price bracket, even the XF for that matter, this car has that sloping line, sort of like a coupe. So that really impressed me.
This is actually a little smaller than the A4 and the XF. It's actually going to compete against the A3. You've driven it. Now, did you like it?
Honestly, it's not as fast as I expected it to be, because the petrol engine has 180 HP. I think this is what
This does have 184 PS.
HP, 184 PS. So it felt nice. Like it's got a sequential, it's got a paddle shift gearbox. So that was nice. That was fun to drive around with. But the actual, I couldn't really feel it going. It doesn't have that acceleration which I was looking for. What impresses me is the way it looks. The big alloys, the really nice curved sloping line of the roof, and the panoramic sunroof. Oh my god, that's just insane. Just switch open the sunroof and you just go crazy.
Okay, what about all the gadgets and gizmos inside? Are you happy with that? Do you
Yeah.
I
I really like the way the parking sensor switches on. It gives you this sort of track to see where, depending on what angle your steering wheel is, it allows you to, or it shows you what your projected point would be. So that's really nice.
So what do you think? Are you going to go back home and probably convince your father?
Convince
to
my
get
dad?
it?
Yeah, definitely. I hope he agrees. What is the approximate price?
Well, we're estimating about 30 lakhs for the top end, which is actually, I see
really
your eyes
nice.
popping up over there.
That's really nice.
Right, like I said, the car's launching at the end of January. I think you should
Definitely go for a test
keep an
drive
eye.
again.
Yeah. All
Thanks
right.
for the ride.
No
Cheers.
problem, Augustine. I'll catch up with you later.
Definitely.
And we'll talk after the car's launched.
Yes.
So I'm finally behind the wheel of the Mercedes CLA 200 Petrol, and we got a lot of different perspectives from both Manu and Augustine. While Manu was looking at the car from the perspective of a replacement for his current drive, which is the Honda City, Augustine was looking at it as from a very young blood sort of way. And when he looks at the CLA, he thinks about the CLA 45 AMG, which actually is a performance car. Now, for him, the car is underpowered, but for Manu, the car was actually perfect. The way it drove was perfect. It was a delight. And that really is the appeal of the CLA. It's going to appeal to both kinds of customers. It's going to go further up on the age group for people like Manu, and it's going to go further down in the age group for people like Augustine as well, who are mesmerized by the look. I'd say the CLA 200 petrol makes a lot of sense for India right now. It's a nifty little car, powerful enough to give you all the jollies that you want from driving around, compact enough to not be a hassle, and it's just a Mercedes. It's a luxury car. So if you're looking at stepping up into that luxury space, but you don't really have about 50 lakhs of rupees to do that, this car we're estimating will be costing about 30 lakhs of rupees for the top end version, which is a pretty good deal.